This is great. We're back in China, back at the Tour of Guangxi.
Because they know
the race is back on. The riders are signing in for another edition. This year's route's different, new terrain, and for many of the riders here, a first time racing in China and a first time to dip into this unique culture.
It's another culture completely. That's what happens, you know, when you're on another continent. So now it's great.
It's a little bit more of an adventure.
Yeah.
It's I would say less structured than when we do a race with the team in Europe. Coming from mountain biking, like the adventure side of the whole sport is actually what I like.
It's a lot of the places we go. I'm an American. I live in Europe, but at the same time, it's really similar place. Whereas here, I think it's almost a completely different world. So yeah, it's definitely a culture shock.
A beautiful landscape. I remember last year with I call it the Avatar Mountains. I think it's UNESCO World Heritage. That was really beautiful.
I think it's quite cool. I think we should be really happy, and we're quite unique. We got a quite unique job in the way of that we like. If I were to visit China, I would never come here. So it's cool to see like the outskirts of the proper touristic cities.
It's so different here.
It's absolutely different, you know, being on the stage and playing drums at the signing is something you don't imagine that you do often in Europe, so it's good.
Have you dipped into some noodles or dumplings yet? Have you kind of soaked in a little bit of the culture already?
Yeah, a little bit of culture here and there. I wouldn't say a whole lot, maybe if we weren't racing or you weren't as worried, but for sure as much as we can.
What do you know about this area where we're at in China, and what can you tell us?
To be honest, absolutely nothing.
Oh, you failed the test.
I did fail.
You gotta enjoy the landscape and everything, and then in the last hour of the race, obviously it's gonna be super hard and less time for that. But I think at the same time you have to enjoy every moment, and yeah, it's special to be here. I mean, how many can say you go to Guangxi and do a bike race? It's super nice.
And you didn't mention the noodles.
And the noodles, of course, as well.
Quinn, are you going to dip into some noodles and dumplings, or you got your eyes on any Chinese cuisine?
They got these like sticky buns or something. I don't know. I'm like working my way through all of them so far. It's been a bit of a problem for the diet.
Yeah, everyone here can't wait, mate. Everyone's so excited to be here. It's going to be a good week of racing, aggressive. Could have some echelons today. Look at the flags blowing. Who knows what could come?
So it's not all dumplings and noodles.
Oh, mostly dumplings and noodles.
We have Pavel Sivakov, Tim Wellens, and the UAE boys getting ready here. They've been telling me they've been into the dumplings and the famous noodles here in Guangxi, but it's not all fun and culture for them here in China. They promised us some serious racing.
Cycling have changed so much the last years, and it's definitely a world tour race. For sure, it's going to be guys here really sharp and really good.
Oh, it's for sure super hard and serious, you know. It's a world tour race, and as you see with the last couple of years how everything has changed with the point system and so on, every World Tour race is as hard as one or the other, and it's super important for teams to perform here as well as in other races.
I mean, it's World Tour, and you know now we have this fight for the points with all the teams being a bit horny for that. So yeah, for sure, it's a real race.
I'd like to get involved in a few of the sprints and see what I can do. It's a good opportunity for me.
What do you want to get out of this race besides the racing itself? Do you come to China kind of hoping to get some photos, try some food, I don't know, dip into some dumplings?
No, for me, I think mostly here just to play the team role, really.
You're here for the sport.
Yeah, I'm for the sport, man. Come on.
The riders are getting ready, making their way to the start of stage one. There we see Team Bahrain victorious, the boys riding up to the start line. What do we have here for 2024? Well, this is some tough terrain they're facing this year, because with the change up in the route, new areas in this province, this could be one of the hardest additions in years. But more importantly, for an end of a season race like this, in a new country like China, it's an opportunity for cycling, for the top level cyclists to bring their sport and their passion, their love for the sport to new fans. Bring cycling, hopefully create new fans around the world.
Yeah, exactly. You know, create a bigger fan base for us is you know, to grow as a sport in general is always good to do it. So yeah, that's a great opportunity.
But it's good to race somewhere different. I always love coming to these races, whether it's UAE, Canada, or here to China. So I quite enjoy travelling and racing here, and I guess it gives everyone a bit of a taste of what we have to do every single race coming from Oz.
Do you know any Chinese?
Absolutely not a word.
Hello.
Ni hao.
Bam! The riders are off for the 2024 Tour of Guangxi. New culture, new worlds, and you gotta love China. Woman Zoba, let's go.